Hey everybody, I wanted to do this video in regards to panhandling in Rapid City, South Dakota, and the Rapid City Fire Department, the mayor, city council, and other good old boy city leaders here in Rapid City on their complaints of panhandling. Today is Wednesday, May 26, 2021. I'm going to read part of something here, and then at the end of my quick video to you guys, there's a video that I took out on the streets this afternoon that will kind of explain what we're talking about, this whole issue of panhandling, the double standards here in Rapid City, and other alternatives to soliciting monies for city leaders, community leaders, etc. Last year we called out the fire department for stopping traffic to solicit money in the middle of one of the busiest and most dangerous intersections in Rapid City. We had some great feedback and responses from the city council and other leaders. Now here we are again addressing the same issue. If this was anyone else doing this, they would be arrested and fined on the spot. During the Rapid City Council meeting on Monday, February 4th, 2019, ordinance number 6303 was unanimously approved by its members. The Native American community activists, along with many supporters and other community leaders, opposed this new panhandling ordinance, which was written to target unsheltered indigenous relatives and public protests. The police chief wanted the council to replace the old panhandling ordinance, which was no longer being enforced due to its unconstitutionality. The clear recommendation of national homeless advocacy groups is to repeal and not replace unconstitutional panhandling ordinances. Across the country, panhandling ordinances, including ones rewritten to avoid language around speech contents, have been successfully challenged, and we will continue to challenge these bogus good old boy ordinances. The city attorney who wrote the ordinance 6303 acknowledged that it was redundant with the statute of disorderly conduct. The ordinance was written to allow charges against citizens based on whether they caused another to feel threatened, leaving wide room for racial bias by police departments that already disproportionately arrests and charges indigenous people. Despite our efforts, including many letters, calls, and in-person testimonies, the ordinance was passed unanimously. So they didn't care what we had to say. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. You know, that's white privilege. Those breaking this ordinance could be placed under arrest for panhandling in downtown, determined by the cop addressing the issue. So if he's a racist cop, or has a bad attitude, or is a bully, or whatever his personal feelings are at the time, he makes that determination if the person broke the ordinance. And he made that determination that it was considered aggressive panhandling. And so that person, most likely a native homeless person or any homeless person, gets arrested. And we all know how that goes. In general, the definition of aggressive panhandling is a solicitation made in person for the immediate donation of money or other gratuity. This may be done by vocal appeal, asking, requesting, coercing, badgering, sympathy appeals, harassment, threats, or demands, or by non-vocal appeal using signs. No. Rapid City Fire Department are soliciting monies with signs in the middle of the street, you know, or other signal gestures, postures, children, animals, or props such as toys and musical instruments. It is a habitual, manipulative, coercive, and intimidatory use of another individual's sympathy, fear, guilt, or insecurity for monetary gain. In most cities, places of panhandling violation are interpreted as any of the following places: at any bus stop, in any public transportation vehicle or facility, public transportation vehicles or facility, in any vehicle on a street or on a driveway providing ingress or egress to a street where such driveway is open to the general public, or within 50 feet of any automated teller machine, or on private property unless a panhandler is in physical possession of written permission from the owner or lawful occupant. Now, in the video following this one, I took two videos. One was Rapid City Fire Department soliciting money on St. Pat at Family Fair in the parking lot. They're just within a feet of a cash machine. I don't know that that's really that big of a deal. I'm not going to get that petty. They were doing it right. They were in this parking lot side of cars, wanted a donation. I didn't observe them running out in the street with a stopped car in the middle of traffic to get money. It appeared that people were pulling in the parking lot. However, the other video that I posted shows one Rapid City fireman standing in the middle of the street, in the middle of where the, I don't even know if there's a crosswalk there. I don't even think there's a crosswalk there. And when cars are stopped at the light, then he runs up to the car and collects his solicitation. I hadn't realized it until I got down there, but it's also in a construction zone. So that even makes it even worse. So in a construction zone, Rapid City Fire Department stopping cars in the middle of an extremely busy and dangerous intersection that's well known for its many wrecks, and that intersection had been reconfigured and reconstructed, a dozen times in the last few years, trying to figure out the safest configuration. And they're standing in the middle of the street stopping cars to collect money for their whatever they're soliciting money for. Now, it's interesting that Sioux Falls, this year in Sioux Falls, are talking about panhandling issues in Sioux Falls. And one of the things that they're discussing is not just fining the panhandler, but in a statement it says they suggest that instead of fining panhandlers for walking in traffic, we need to have an ordinance that fines vehicle operators for handing money out of the window. The fine should be somewhere between $100 and $200 and only applies if you are sitting in traffic in a running vehicle and handing money out of the window. If you pull over and park in a safe place and get out of the vehicle and give money, that would not apply. So how could Rapid City leaders, City Council, approve the fire department standing in the middle of the street soliciting monies? And we support what they're doing. I mean, as far as what the money's going for, that's not what the complaint's about. The complaint is standing in the middle of the street, panhandling money, and then at the same time, if it was anybody else panhandling for money, they would be arrested. If you don't see a double standard here, then I don't know what to tell you. But you know what happened to leadership by example? We don't see that. You know, we have a mayor who does what he wants to do. We know that Rapid City has always had an agenda against the homeless. It makes their image look bad downtown. They chase homeless people out of downtown Rapid. They charge them with bogus trespassing laws and bogus other city ordinance where there's a lot of gray area, and a lot of it is based on what the cop says or what the homeless person says. And we all know who everybody's going to believe. Anyway, that's what I wanted to do this video for. Thanks for listening. I just wanted to make a short video. If you look at the corner over here on Omaha and I-190, which is one of the most busiest intersections in Rapid City, we have a Rapid City Fire Department stopping cars at the light, standing in the middle of the street in a construction zone on top of that, panhandling money. It was suggested that they take over a parking lot. Right behind me is a huge empty parking lot with a closed store that they could set up in and have cars pull over for donations. We don't have a problem with the donations. The problem that we have is the fact that they're panhandling in the middle of the street, stopping cars, and anybody else do it, especially the homeless in Rapid City, they get arrested under the panhandling rules in Rapid City. Now if you look behind me, this store is closed. This whole parking lot they could have set up in and had cars pull in to do donations. But no, what they did is they set themselves up at different places in Rapid City, and they're standing in the middle of the street during rush hour traffic, as you could see, in a construction zone, stopping cars, panhandling. This double standard needs to stop in Rapid City. You know, they tell everybody to do one thing, when they turn around and they do the same thing, and there's no accountability. When is this going to end? What happened to leadership by example? Allender, you're the mayor. You support this? Why, you would. That's how you are. So, I don't know. I just think this is wrong. What kind of message to send? Look, see the guy standing there in the middle of the road? Yeah, he's got a safety vest, but how many accidents happen in a construction zone with guys that have the same vests on, hard hats and boots, blah, blah, blah. But it's okay for the city to do it, but anybody else, oh boy, the Rapid City Police will be right there, hooking you up, sending you to jail for panhandling. Out. Okay, these guys here on St. Pat at the Family Fair grocery store, this is how they should be doing it. They're at the end of the parking lot, they're drawing cars inside, they're not going out in the street, stopping cars in the middle of the street and collecting monies. We don't have a problem with this. You know, it's still panhandling, but they're using the parking lot and they're drawing cars in. They're not stopping cars out on the street. Where the last place they were stopping cars in the middle of the street, in the middle of traffic, in a construction zone.